hindi ako kakain unless I made money already. So some people medyo extreme, pero sa akin, I would call it non-negotiable. Hindi ako magte-trade if hindi ko siya nagawa. Once I wake up, I always make sure na that I get to meditate and pray. Tapos, makapag-workout talaga. Fasted, walang kain. Pag nagawa ko na yun, pwede na ako mag-trade or pwede na akong kumain because sa mind ko kasi, ayoko ng instant.
During our conversation, napansin ko that your mistakes, yung mga mali mo, yung mga challenges mo, were connected to emotions. Like fear, like greed.
I'm so attached na baguhin yung mind nila. Dito tayo yaman, hindi sa high risk. High risk is just temporary excitement or fast money.
Alam mo yung pressure na dapat maging magaling ako, dapat hindi ako magkamali kasi somebody or a lot of people are really looking at me. Do you feel the pressure and how do you handle it? Hello, good evening Neil, and kumusta bro?
Thank you bro for inviting me. Medyo hindi ako sanay sa ganitong type of conversation kasi sanay ako nagsasalita directly sa camera or ako yung nag-i-interview. So this time, ikaw. So medyo lang.
Kabado ba?
Kabado ako.
So we'll see. Anyway, this is a good thing, no? No more than the profits, discussing profits, earnings, your strategy, because I know you have very big followers already in your social media accounts, no? What I want to ask you now is most likely, and I'm pretty sure that most of our viewers will be able to relate, no? So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and please feel free to answer it in accordance sa mga experience mo talaga. So are you ready bro? You are in the hot seat now. Okay?
Ready.
Alright.
Go na lang.
Sige. So unang questions po natin, no? What emotions do you usually feel right after if you hit a big loss? Okay? And how does it influence in your next move or in your next trade?
So I think best way to answer that is parehas lang naman siguro tayo lahat ng emotions. We're all human beings. Kahit beginner ka na trader, magaling ka na trader, we are all prone to emotions because we are human. So pag na-experience yung loss, the most human thing to do or the most logical thing to do, it's either magpadala ka sa greed mo or magpadala ka sa takot mo. Nandyan lang sa dalawa. And I think greed and fear is both fueled by ego. Kasi kung greed, example, tinamaan yung loss ko na stop loss ako, ang susunod na gagawin diyan is okay, hindi. Gusto ko talagang kumita ng pera. I lost 1%, gusto kong bawiin 'tong loss or gusto ko pa mag-profit. Hindi ako papayag na mauwi itong araw na 'to, nasa trading, wala akong kinita. So, that's basically greed, 'no? So, natalo ka, na-SL ka 1%, so ang gagawin mo is magbubukas pa ako ng isa pang trade or I will do multiple entries or I will increase my lot size kasi gusto mo nga talagang kumita ng pera. So, that's greed. And second is fear, no? Na ito yung palagi kong in-example that trading is basically mathematics. Kung yung strategy mo meron siyang 70% win rate, 30% yung losing rate niya, what if tinamaan yung SL mo, tinamaan ulit ang SL mo, tinamaan ulit yung SL mo. So tatlong trades na yung talo mo. But deep inside, since tao naman tayo, yung nafe-feel nating emotions is takot ka na mawalan pa ng pera or hindi na lang siguro magte-trade. Or most probably, baka hindi effective itong strategy na nakita ko sa YouTube. Hindi effective yung tinuro ni coach na strategy. Hindi effective yung binigay na signal. So most probably, I'll hop from strategies to strategies. So yun yung greed and fear. And na-realize ko to sa community natin or sa students natin sa trading na why do they always hop on strategies, and those traders na strategy 1, 2, strategy hopping, it's similar to dieting, 'di ba? Gusto mong pumayat, gusto mong magka-muscles, you switch to mag-vegan diet ako, mag-vegetarian ako, mag-keto, mag-carnivore. Ang ending is paulit-ulit yung talon mo, di ka nag-lose ng weight, di ka nagka-muscle, di gumanda yung katawan mo. And most people na kumbaga yo-yo diet or switching, they end up staying the same. It's exactly the same with trading. They end up losing money over the years. So, that's how I view it. And dati, syempre, sasabay ka talaga sa greed and fear mo. But now, if I hit a loss, ang sinasabi ko sa sarili ko palagi is, this is part of the process. This is part of the game. Malay mo, di ba? 70% win rate, 30% losing rate. nauna na yung 3 loss, so the next 7 trades might probably hit profit. So, probability and ano lang pa rin siya, statistics. So, susundin lang pa rin natin yun. So, that's how I view it.
You have mentioned that when during your infancy stage in your trading journey, every time you hit a loss, no, you feel greed, fear, and so on and so forth. So therefore, you create a lot of mistakes more, no. But eventually, because now you are an experienced trader and basically you have now self control and discipline, what you're trying to say is you are trying to limit your exposures and you try to accept or you try to embrace the losses.
Correct,
Now
correct.
you know now how to accept losses. Okay, so this brings me to my second questions. I'm pretty sure, as you have mentioned, that you have experience over trading, no, because of emotions. What was the experience like? Were you anxious? Were you excited? Were you something like that? So can you tell us during those infancy stage if when you were doing over trading, how was the experience?
Funny yung experience ko kasi yung nag-start ako forex or I started trading, it was during my job sa
Mhm.
mall. So, while I'm doing my work, my 9 to 5 job, pinagsasabay ko yung trading. So, I have to wake up early to prepare for my work. Tapos, uwi agad ako maaga or mag-overtime ako sa office. Then, dun ko gagawin yung trading ko. Because of yun nga, magbukas ka ng trade dahil sa emotions mo. Example, news. Malaki yung chance na pwede akong kumita ng mas malaking profit dito. So, sige, pilitin ko mag-trade. So, because na pinilit ko mag-trade, kahit hindi naman siya fueled by logic, it's fueled by emotion, doon nanggagaling yung anxiety. Example, di ba, kanina, example ko, revenge trading or hindi ka na lang nag-trade kasi natakot ka, nagsiswitch ka ng strategy. Yung experience ko is hindi ako nakakatulog and I think anxiety is part of it, no? Uso sa trading community yung mag-trade ka during the news. Kasi volatile yung market,
Correct.
either ubos pera mo or either malaki ang profit mo. So, siyempre baguhan ka na trader, you want the most amount of money at the shortest possible time. So, yun yung plano ko kasi, pwede na akong mag-resign if malaki profit ko. So,
But wait, what I'm sensing, it seems like you are experiencing excitement when you do over trading. Am I correct or not?
ang excitement siya 'pag pumaldo, pero 'pag na-hit yung stop loss, dun yung kumbaga depression. But during the process, 'di ba nag-trade ka,
Mm.
hindi pa na-close ang trade, dun mo ma-experience yung anxiety or yung fear. Kasi gusto mo talagang tama ka, nagbukas ka ng trade. Let's say for example, afternoon na-close yung trade 5 hours later. So, during that 5 hours, nakatingin ka lang sa computer or nakatingin ka lang sa phone mo because on my experience, gusto ko tama ako. I want that certainty na profit pa 'to or tama 'tong trade ko. So, 'pag na-take profit, paldo tayo, excitement. Kung mag-loss, dun mababa yung tingin ko sa sarili ko, 'di ba? If you take profit, you feel like a genius. 'Pag na-SL ka, feel mo bobo ka or stupid ka. So,
Grabe.
literal na gano'n yung experience ko. So, that's why the trading journey is parang roller coaster talaga.
Right. Tama daw. And I'm pretty sure this is what most of the newbie traders are experiencing. This is what they are feeling, yung excitement, yung ano bang tawag doon, yung parang nakaka-addict, no? That's why they want to feel alive. But unfortunately, this is not good for trading, no? So this leads me to my next question, no? You started with live account, but I'm pretty sure you tried also to do demo trading. What can you say about trading demo and trading live account?
Siguro madami,
Good and
'no?
bad?
Eto, I think it's everyone's experience yung demo account. 'Pag
Mhm.
nag-trade ka ng demo account, may napanood kang strategy sa YouTube, may lesson, may webinar ka nasalihan or tinuruan ka ng trading coach mo ng ganitong strategy. So, excited ka i-apply sa demo account. Usually yung mga demo account dati, 'di ba, hindi pa specified yung usual demo account, 10,000 or 100,000 USD na demo yung ibibigay sa'yo. So, apply mo agad, wala kang pake sa leverage, sa lot sizing, sa risk management, basta ma-apply mo lang. Dito ka mag-entry kasi ito yung strategy. Lahat naman siguro tayo magaling sa demo, 'di ba? Yung lagi kang nagpa-profit sa demo but once you switch to the live account, dun mo na ma-experience yung thrill or yung kaba.
Mhm.
And the demo, it's very Yun nga, since nothing is at stake, walang naka-risk, nothing you
Very confident.
very confident. Pero
Okay.
pag involved na yung sarili mong pera, syempre, you really want to take money from the market. You want to have that amount of profit. But hindi ka papayag as much as possible na mawala yung sarili mong pera. So, sabi nga nila, 'di ba, trading is 10% strategy, 90% psychology. Sa demo, it's just the 10%. Pagdating sa real account, kahit $100 pa lang yan, dyan na yung 90%. So, that's something na if you want to learn trading, not just the strategy yung kailangan mo pag-aralan, kailangan mo rin pag-aralan yung character, yung patience mo, and the psychology itself. So, it's a clear distinction.
Oo nga 'no. So, napapansin ko lang din is that, merong mga traders that they are profitable when they started in demo trading, they are profitable. But once they started to go into live trading, biglang nawawala yung pagiging profitable nila. Why do you think this happens and, this happened or nangyari din ba ito sa'yo?
Yes, nangyari yun sa akin kasi ang turo, 'di ba, 'pag maliit yung account mo, do the minimal lot sizing. I think if you trade like a robot, kahit demo yan or live account, it doesn't matter. Pero since we're humans, pera natin yan eh. On some cases, pera ng ibang tao. But yeah, if retail trading, pera mo talaga yan. I think it revolves around ego pa rin. Gusto kong yumaman or ayoko mawala ng pera. Like, people want to really get the profit and avoid the loss as much as possible. And yung sunog or the losing trades comes with wrong risk management, or either you overtrade or you over-leverage. Kasi sa demo, 'di ba, you are patient because you're just learning the ropes. But in the real account, tama yung ginawa mo, pero 5 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours ka nag-trade, kinita mo $1. On paper, based on logic, tama naman ginawa mo. $100, nag $1, 1% sa isang araw, tapos na. Pero sa experience mo, parang kulang, 'di ba? Kulang. So,
Okay,
we either overtrade
Oo.
or over-leverage. I think, balik pa rin dun sa ego eh. Sa greed pa rin.
Alright, alright. Sige 'no, you have experienced drawdown, siyempre lahat naman ng traders have experienced, losses 'no, even wipeouts. How did you manage to or how did you manage to cope up with the drawdown 'no? So, siyempre lahat naman tayo nung natalo tayo ng malaki, nagka-drawdown tayo, we felt, very sad and disappointed, but how did you manage to control your emotions at that time when you had that drawdown? Because I remember, during our conversations before 'no, meron kang time na lumaki yung drawdown and you keep on buying on the gold 'no? Then eventually it got wiped out. So how did you move after that, heartbreak?
Either you open a trade and tutukan mo lang yung chart mo, but ngayon, na-realize ko, this is the easiest way to manage your emotions or manage yourself during drawdown. Unang-una, pag nag-trade ka, set the target profit and set your target stop loss. Nandiyan lang sa dalawa. So, if tumama yung take profit mo, you know how much you earn. If tinamaan yung stop loss mo, you know how much you lost or yung potential loss mo. So, either way, in the future, natanggap mo na sa sarili mo. So, that's the most important thing. Second is, naset mo na yung TP, naset mo na yung SL. Kung nagtitrade ka sa phone, close your phone, do something else. If nagtitrade ka sa laptop or sa computer, close it, close the application, close the MetaTrader, do something else. Be distracted kahit attention sa trading. Kasi I think the more you stare and look at the chart, mas madami kang naiisip, mas madami kang gustong gawin, and that's something,
Bumabagal pa yung oras ano?
bumabagal yung oras. That's something we want to avoid. So,
Oo.
I think this is the best advice and it's applicable for everyone. Tapos ka na mag-trade, close your laptop.
Siguro makatulong din po 'yan sa mga newbies na if you feel or you have encountered some successive losses, it's really best to go out of the market as soon as possible and try to recompose yourself 'no. So, dati alam kong you are trading without a plan, right? But now you are trading without a plan. But again, we are just human. Kahit experienced traders na tayo, meron ka pa ring time na you did not follow your trading plan. Correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay.
It happens up until
Now, the question is, what's the reason kung bakit mo binrake yung trading plan mo? and you took the trade even if it is not in the plan. What's the reason?
Naiinip ako. Yan for me yung
Yun.
naiinip ako. It's not gusto kong kumita ng pera, it's gusto ko lang mag-trade.
So what you're saying is because naiinip ka, the boredom led you to FOMO.
Yeah, boredom.
Kahit
Boredom
wala kang
is the word.
nakikita, wala kang opportunity, it is not within your trading plan, but you are forced to trade because you are basically bored.
Correct.
Right?
Boredom talaga.
Okay, no? So now, how many followers you have in your social media?
Sa TikTok, I think I have 90,000 plus. Sa YouTube, I think a few thousand, 1,000 lang siguro. And sa Facebook page, I think 9,000.
Medyo marami-rami na, no? So,
Medyo rin.
we can call yourself now as a social trader, right? Matawag na nating social trader ka, okay? So, how many
Nakakahiya pero
years you have been trading?
6 years going 7 years this year.
Okay, so aside from being a 6-year trader, you are now considered a social trader, and at the same time, you give advices to people, to your followers. Does it have an effect on your performance? Alam mo yung pressure na dapat maging magaling ako, dapat hindi ako magkamali kasi somebody or a lot of people are really looking at me. Do you feel the pressure and how do you handle it?
For me ngayon, hindi ko na nafe-feel yung pressure.
So, masapal na.
Makapal na mukha ko. And actually, I am very honest and confident with kung ano yung tinuturo ko na trading strategy or if I teach Forex, tinuturo ko lang yung ina-apply ko. If I do not apply it, hindi ko siya pina-practice, doon ako nagigilty, parang hypocrite na ito yung strategy mo pero iba yung tinuturo mo. 'Di ba? So, you feel bad about yourself. So, as much as possible, not gonna name names and I'm not gonna but yung iba kasi 'di ba nasa social media sila, ang dami nilang strategy na tinuturo tapos yung mga students nila they're losing money. So yun kasi yung masakit sa akin na I'm earning money pero sila they're losing money. So I rather earn money, di ganun kapaldo but at the same time everyone is winning. Everyone is learning, everyone is earning at the same time. The very beginning gumagawa lang ako ng content sa TikTok. Tapos talking about trading. Wala talaga akong intention maging influencer, wala talaga akong intention na mag-viral or whatsoever. Wala akong intention that time na mag-affiliate kasi sa trading I just want to focus on putting out contents when it comes to trading, specifically Forex. Nakikita ko na madami ng nagfo-follow, madami ng tao sa community. If someone loses, I feel bad kasi kasalanan ko ba nag-loss siya?
Siyempre, no?
If may tinuruan tayo, 10 tinuruan natin, 8 are profitable, may 2 not, yung isa is nasunugan, I feel bad. So, dati may pressure, ngayon wala na siyang pressure because that's the reason why yung trading lessons, wala akong course, wala akong binebentang anything. Pag nagturo ng trading, libre lang. Because I want to be really honest and transparent. In that way, hindi rin babalik sa akin.
What you're trying to say is you want to try to give you want to give value to the people, right? For free, right? Through education, na hindi po kayo nagbebenta ng mga courses and so on and so forth, no? So what was your biggest emotional challenges during your trading journey? How did you overcome it and how can you help or what can you say, paano mo ba matutulungan yung mga viewers mo o yung mga followers mo, how can you help them overcome their trading journey? Kasi halos pare-pareho lang naman lahat ng mga traders yung mga trading journeys natin, yung mga natin, no, mga challenges, yung mga disappointments, so on and so forth. So on your part, what was and what is the biggest emotional challenge and how did you overcome it?
The biggest emotional challenge, it's not trading actually. It's in the side of copy trading. Nandun yung, for me, the biggest challenge. Kasi 'di ba, nag-promote ako ng copy trading sa TikTok, try nyo to. And I've promoted a lot of traders, EA, expert advisors or bot traders. Tapos pinopromote ko yung low risk, yung palagi kong pinopromote. Ito, 3 to 5% a month and in 1 year, ito na yung kikitain mo. In 5 years, ganito na. In 10 years, ito na yung value niya. 15 years, ito na. I was excited with that thought. But yung mga tao gusto talaga nila ng nung high risk na bot. Gusto nila yung
Mabilisan.
either bot ba yan or tao. Once nag-copy kami, gusto namin yung capital namin bumalik na agad. Gusto namin ROI, gusto namin paldo agad, no? So, I think that was the most challenging na emotion. Hindi ko matanggap na yung gusto ko hindi ginagawa ng mga tao sa community. So, they went to the high risk. Sige, bigay ako ng bot na low risk, bigay ako ng moderate, bigay din ako ng high risk. Siyempre, dun sila mag-copy sa high risk. And yun yung mabigat sa akin. Punta kayo sa low risk kasi diyan tayo yayaman in the long term. Pero gusto nila ng high risk. Of course, a lot of people in the short term made a lot of money. Meron ngang OFW na I think kumita ng almost $20,000 sa copy trading the high risk alone. But then eventually, buti lang ka-withdraw siya, but eventually most of the copiers nasunugan. Kasi high risk nga, di ba? High risk, high reward. So, at risk yung buong capital mo, yet you still did it. So, they lost money sa high risk. Ito mga low risk and moderate, they're still there, copying. So, yun yung hindi ko matanggap. Challenging sa, gusto ko talaga, I'm so attached na baguhin yung mind nila. Dito tayo yaman, hindi sa high risk. High risk is just temporary excitement or fast money. Yun yung challenge. Eventually, natanggap ko na lately na, right, some people want to go low risk, low reward. Some people
Exactly.
want to go short term. Some people want to go long term. Pero karamihan sa atin mga Pinoy, we have very low capital. Malit lang yung capital mo, but you want higher risk and short term. Gusto natin ROI agad at the shortest possible time.
Alright, alright. No?
Ay, natanggap ko na siyang
So, alright, no? So, during our conversation, napansin ko that your mistakes, yung mga mali mo, yung mga challenges mo, were connected to emotions. Like fear, like greed, like FOMO, no? Yung anxiety, boredom. Now, being as an experienced and profitable traders, do you have any routines that help you combat this emotions or these common mistakes that new traders does? Do you have any routines that you might be able to share and baka masundan?
routine that I religiously follow every day is to some people medyo extreme pero sa akin I would call it non-negotiable. Hindi ako magte-trade if hindi ko siya nagawa. So once I wake up, I always make sure na that I get to meditate and pray. Tapos makapag-workout talaga. And if nagawa ko na yung meditation, yung prayer, yung workout, I do it all in the morning, fasted, walang kain. Meditation, prayer, workout, and fasting. Yan lang 4. And then, pag nagawa ko na yun, pwede na ako mag-trade or pwede na akong kumain because sa mind ko kasi, ayoko ng instant, hindi ako kakain unless I made money already. So, kumbaga, you're forced to be healthy. At the same time, pag fasted ka, pag grounded ka, yung mind mo very sharp. So pagtingin mo sa chart, mabilis mo mabasa yung market. At the same time, alam mong hindi mag-trade. Hindi mo talaga pipilitin mag-trade. You'll trade maybe Asian session or sa New York session na mamaya na. So I think yun yung 4 routines that I would call non-negotiable.
So basically what you're trying to say is you are trying to fill up your day with exercises, meditation, prayers, no? And some series of to fill up your day. Then you only trade specific sessions, right? As you have mentioned, you like to trade on Asian and also and only New York session. So I think that sums up my questions, Boss Neil, and thank you very much for
Thank you.
your time.
Thank you so much for bringing me here.